What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. We are in the Dark Lion Gate this week, which is supposedly beasties, except this is a jelly farm. Isn't it? Yep, jelly farm. I don't know why jelly farms show up in the beast gates. That's such a weird one. It's like, I mean, it's kind of the green levels, so it's lumped in together, which is okay with the other green levels. But then there's also some green construct levels, so I don't even know. They don't show up in the beast rotation though. The jelly farms, it shows up with the Stone Grove and Aurora Isles, is it, or something? Definitely the Stone Grove. Oh, the Low Garden, is it maybe? I can't remember the exact names of all of them. You know the ones I mean. I'm quite sure you know the ones I mean. The Stone Grove, I think, is the one that's got the secret switch that I point out every time, and I've gotten into the habit of pointing out every time, because I'm pretty sure each time there's probably someone goes, oh, I didn't know about that, that's a new thing. It's not, but yeah. If I'm helping people out by pointing that out, that's cool. It gets people some more shinies in their levels. That's always nice. So yeah, I know I did Beast last week, but the options, there were two gates that did Beasts, and there were two gates that are Fiends this week. And I cannot be bothered with Fiends. I am not in a Fiendy mood, so it's gonna be Beasts again, sorry. You don't watch this for the game anyway, do you? It's for me talking about it. You just need me to be slicing up things in the background. Doesn't really matter what I'm slicing up. So, with that in mind, let us do some Spiral Knights news. Yeah! We have Cataclysmic Confrontation has returned once more and is upon us again. Normally that's the sort of thing that would be significant enough that I would do its own video. At this point I feel like it's lost its significance insofar as it's exactly the same. It's the fourth time it's been around, it's exactly the same as the last time it came around. They haven't added anything new to it whatsoever. And it's like, a little bit of it was like, I should make a video on this, but what am I even gonna say? There are now, if people are looking for information on Cataclysmic Confrontation and they search for it on YouTube, I already have 3 videos on the topic. And the last Cataclysmic Confrontation video I did is still entirely 100% relevant because they haven't changed the event. If they'd added some new content, I'd have had to go, oh hey, there's some new stuff this time, hey, let's talk about the new stuff. They haven't. At least not as far as I can make out from the patch notes. I haven't even delved into the event. But the patch notes on the website made it look exactly like last time. If I'm wrong on that one, please, someone feel free to correct me, but normally someone would have shouted at me by now if I was missing something, I'm pretty sure. That's kind of what tends to happen. If I miss something important in Spiral Knights, someone goes, hey, have you seen the thing? No, actually, I'm surprised someone hasn't said something about it anyway. But yeah, so Cataclysmic Confrontation's back. If you have all the things you want from that, feel free to ignore. If you still have anything you want from Cataclysmic Confrontation, have at it. Go farm yourself some cats, farm yourself some whiskers, farm yourself some books, whatever. Books are not particularly farmable, but whatever. Yeah, go get the things. Do the stuff. There's another promo. Let's bring up the supply depot for that. We have Operation Doom, which is cursed styly stuff. Carrying on with the theme of gear that is in the style of various status effects, we now have some Doom stuff which has the Doom Eye icon on it. And there you go, and don't worry, wearing it does not make you cursed. It just makes you look like you are cursed. That's kind of cool stuff, to be fair, so... as far as some of the stuff they've done, actually that's some pretty neat stuff in there. But I imagine it's also pretty rare and expensive. Either or. Probably both. Rare and expensive, yes. Anyway, that's promos. We know promos are coming. Promos are as inevitable as the tides around here, so there's your latest one. Let's move on to some questions. I did not get, frankly, any last week, so I'm going to have to ramble of my own accord a little bit this week. I've got some stuff from the previous weeks. I did say last week I missed a question, so I'll go back and do a couple of bits that I missed. Actually, I recognized I had missed one, and then looking back, it turns out I'd missed 2 questions, actually, so I have 2 probably not terribly in-depth things, but let's get on with them anyway. And please, 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 do rack your brains and provide me with something to talk about next week, otherwise it's going to be a really awkward week next week, so, yeah. Please send us anything you wish me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. Preferably not things that are Spiral Knights, because I have talked about them for 200 episodes. 100 episodes. If I talked about it for 200 episodes, I'd be really sick of it. No, it's only 100 episodes. That's more than enough. Anyway, I answered a bunch of stuff from Scott Pilgrim last week, and I totally missed one of his questions. He left me like 7 questions. and I only answered 6. One of them was, do you play Halo? And I don't recall talking about that. Did I talk about... I don't think I talked about that one, right? I'm sure I have talked about Halo at length before, but I don't remember talking about that one. I don't remember putting it on my notes. I feel like that one slipped off the bottom of the list. At any rate, Halo, yes, I used to play... I got into Halo with Halo 3. I went back and played Halo 1 and 2. ODST was excellent. And Reach was very great, a very good game. I loved Reach. And Halo 4 was just kind of mediocre on it. And they, at the end, don't get me started on the ending to Halo 4. It was one of those, hey, press X to kill the final boss kind of deals. It was a quick time event to finish the game. And I have no confidence that's the point at which I'm like, you know what, I'm kind of done with Halo now. If that's the kind of attitude you want, if it's just press X to win the game, I don't think I need to be interested in this. Also, I was not sold on the multiplayer in 4. The multiplayer in 4 just felt like they were getting a little bit too Call of Duty-ish. They had loadouts and stuff, and it was all the progression was Call of Duty stuff. I mean, previously Halo 3 was just like, hey, all the stuff's on the map. All you're going to unlock by playing the game is cosmetics. Here, have at it. So yeah, that was cool. I can dig that. That's some old school style stuff there. You had a little bit of progression insofar as the cosmetics were cool, and yeah, all the it's one of those, look, there are super weapons. You're not going to unlock the super weapons. The super weapons are just out on the map. Everything you could possibly get is on the map. Everybody starts with the same gear, everybody's exactly the same, and there's ordinary weapons all over your base, there's super weapons all over the center of the map for you to compete over and things, there's cool shinies, overshields and whatnot, and that's a format that works. That's not quite as fast-paced, but in the same vein as your old Unreals and Quakes and whatnots and etceteras. So that works for me. I like that kind of stuff. And then now it's like, oh, you gotta unlock this for your gun, and then you can unlock this gun, and you can spend points on perks and things, and it's like, this is Call of Duty now. I didn't buy Halo for Call of Duty. Actually, to be fair, I didn't actually buy Halo 4. My friend bought Halo 4 and I played his copy. At that point, I had stopped paying for Xbox Live because I realized Xbox Live was literally paying money every month to be advertised to, which is not a format I want to support, to be honest. So, yeah, I just played his copy of Halo 4, and it was not good, and I'm glad I didn't buy Halo 4. So, yeah, I used to be a huge fan of Halo, and I'm kind of not anymore. If they ever get off their asses and actually do Halo Online outside of Russia, I'm all over that. I know you can access it. I know you definitely can't do it on YouTube. I contemplated doing it on YouTube, and then about the time I was thinking, I should really start doing this, they started doing lots of copyright takedown stuff on YouTube, so yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, no, doing Halo Online, the PC version of Halo 3, effectively, that's normally only available in Russia, but you can do on private servers and things. If you do that on YouTube, Microsoft will, yeah, they will copyright strike your asses. And I don't want my ass to be copyright struck. That's not where I want my ass to be. And yeah, let's just start this room. Normally, I don't know why I've killed all this thing. Normally I would just summon all the jellies and then hit the switch and like, hey, here's some jellies to farm in the jelly farm. Let us farm these jellies. So yeah. Ooh, speaking of farming jellies, by the way, on topic, if you follow Nick Popovich on Twitter, he's been posting a load of stuff from his new game, and it looks like a jelly farm, actually. That's pretty much what it is. It's Slime Rancher is his new game. He's been posting lots of screenshots of adorable-looking slimes that he is presumably ranching. Yeah, it looks kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm hoping he's going to... he may not, I don't know what his attitude towards game devs like, but I'm hoping he's going to do some sort of early access type thing so that I can get in on that at some point. I don't know, I asked him a way back, I was like, hey, when's this going to be available to play? Because I've got a YouTube audience that would probably like to see your next game. And he was like, not yet. This was like when he's just pretty much announced the game. He was like, yeah, I'm working on a thing. I was like, can I play the thing? Because I know some people who want to see the thing. I know some people who very much want to see the thing, I'm quite sure. So yeah, I'm assuming you guys would probably be interested in the Spiral Knights lead developer's next projects. Just a hunch, you know? Feel like it might be your kind of scene. So yeah, that's that. That's some slimes. that was completely irrelevant to everything. I don't know how I got onto that topic, because we were on a slime farm, I suppose. Jelly farm, whatever. Slimes, jellies, they're all pretty much of muchness. Canothis asks, what do you recommend to people who are wanting to start a YouTube channel similar to yours in the way of doing game commentary, so with things such as tips, tricks, whatnot? What have you learned in your YouTube experience? Okay. This is actually probably like one of the first topics I ever did on Spiral Spiel, but that was like 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure that was like episode 3 of Spiral Spiel. But at that point, I'd been doing YouTube for 3 months. 3 whole months. I thought I was the man. I thought I was the YouTube master, I guess, because I'd been doing it for 3 months. I knew everything there was to know about YouTube at 3 months. No, I didn't. Oh my god, no, I didn't. I don't want to go back and watch that. I'm sure it will be cringeworthy. I don't think I want to see what I had to say about my YouTube career at the 3-month stage. It's one of those things where you can go back and watch your old stuff and it's like, ooh, that was not good content. But that's always nice to see because it means you've progressed really well. That's something. That's not my first bit of advice, really, but if you start doing it, definitely go back and have a look at your old content from time to time. If you can watch it and go, oh, God, geez, that video, I made that video? That means you're probably doing pretty well these days. If you can look at your own video and go, oh my God, that sucks, well, that means you progressed quite nicely since you made that video. You've gone up in the world since then. That's good. Consistency is the #1 tip I will always advise to a lot of people on YouTube. Create a schedule, whatever your schedule is, this really does apply not even to gaming channels, it's just pretty much anything. If people are going to subscribe to you and want to see your content on a regular basis, well, you better be making that content on a regular basis. Make a schedule, whatever it might be. When I first started out, my schedule was 3 videos a week. That's nothing. 3 videos a week is nothing. I was like, I'll do a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That was my first schedule. I got bored of that pretty quickly because you really can't get through, unless you're doing like 1 series and 1 series only, you're not going to make much headway with 3 videos a week. If that's all you can do, if you've got such a busy life and you want to do this on the side, that all you can manage is 3 videos a week, then do it. I would say, yeah, you probably only want to be doing like 1 series of something, if you can only manage 3 videos a week, but there you go. That's fine. If that's what you can do, you can do. I quickly stepped it up to 5 videos a week. I did Monday through Friday. I don't know how long that lasted. I think that lasted probably another 6 months or so, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to start doing this every day. And then I might continue doing that for about a year, and then the start of this year I kind of ramped it up to, it's not quite 2 a day, it's still, the most I will tell people is I make at least 1 video every day, because that way nobody can hold me to anything more, quite frankly. Because there are some days when I only do get 1 out, and Saturdays and Sundays I tend to only put 1 video out just because it gives me a little bit more free time on the weekend to actually do stuff and have a life. On weekdays, it's not so big a deal. It's like, it's really hard to actually organize anything socially on a weekday anyway. I find if I say, hey, do you want to go hang out tonight? They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I already got plans for this. Oh, I'm working late tonight. Everyone's always got excuses on a weekday, so I don't mind committing myself to putting 2 videos out most days on a weekday. Again, I'm not going to go on the record and say I will put out 2 videos every weekday, because it's usually what I aim for, but I won't promise it. So, yeah. Find whatever schedule works for you and stick to it. Figure out how many videos you can comfortably make and do it. If you're on Reddit, and most people are at this point, subscribe to r/Let's Play, because that's a great community for newbies. There's plenty of veterans hanging about. I browse there from time to time myself. It's a great resource to get started with. You will want some advice on equipment, I imagine, if you're completely starting from scratch. I did for the first... Oh Christ, I used a headset for like the first year, and that was a mistake. I should not have done that. That was a silly choice. I had a gaming headset for like the first year of YouTube, and I was like, it is an expensive gaming headset. I paid a lot of money for this. I'm going to get some use out of this. I feel like it's good enough. I paid a lot of money. It better be good. It was not good. Don't use a headset to record if you can avoid it. Maybe while you're learning the ropes for like the first month or so, but at the moment you have any kind of expectations about doing it to any reasonable standard of quality, don't use a headset. If you literally just, hey, I want to try this and see if I like it, yeah, fine. if you're at some point saying, I actually want to commit myself to this and grow my channel and actually make some progress, don't use a headset for recording. I have heard it told that when watching content, and you can probably verify this with your own experiences, that the human ears are the first to be offended. The video quality can be kinda mediocre. If the audio quality is kinda mediocre, you will notice it and you will stop watching it. So don't have your audio quality be mediocre. Get yourself a reasonably decent microphone. The pretty common standard entry-level one that most people go for is there's a company called Blue who make microphones. They do a microphone called the Snowball, the Blue Snowball. And someone recently said they do like a budget version, which is the Blue Snowball Ice, and someone recently told me, Alzarath in fact, said that's a really awful microphone. I don't know what the backing up, I don't know what he's got to back that up with, because quite frankly, the two guys I do the podcast with, they both have the Blue Snowball Ice, because it's just like, it's like £10 cheaper than the standard Snowball, and I think the functionality that the Snowball has over the Snowball Ice just wasn't necessary. I can't remember what the difference was. I researched it at the time when I was trying to advise those guys. I looked at the two and I was like, well, you got Snowball and you got Snowball Ice. The Snowball Ice is £10 cheaper, and I don't think for what we're doing you need the functionality that the Snowball offers. I can't remember what that functionality was, but whatever. So, yeah. Alzarath says no go on the Ice. I thought the Ice looked okay. I don't know. I don't have a Snowball, quite frankly. The microphone I use, if you're interested, is the Samson C01U, which is a USB studio condenser mic, recommended by Total Biscuit himself as a good entry-level microphone. It's a smidge more expensive than the Blue Snowball, but not by much. Not a whole lot more expensive, and I think it's a pretty good mic. It came from a good recommendation, so I was quite happy to go with it. I will trust Total Biscuit's judgment in microphones. The guy seems to know what he's doing. He's been at it a while. Admittedly, he's now at a stage where he uses like a $500, pound, whatever, some units of currency. But a microphone that's about 6 or 7 times more expensive than mine, probably. Something in that region, I don't know. It's a pretty expensive microphone, whatever it is. It's a top-notch one. I am not quite in that league yet. This set me back, I think it was £60 or £70 at the time. What have I missed? Oh, this is the one I need to go down. And it's a pretty decent microphone for what it is. Like I said, the blue Snowball is a little bit cheaper, maybe, but yeah. Just get a decent, whatever you're doing, get a dedicated microphone. Get a proper, decent, dedicated microphone. Get a USB microphone, because otherwise you're going to need to faff around with a lot of other audio equipment as well. If you have like an XLR microphone, it's going to be a nightmare. A lot of professionals will use an XLR one, but again, just starting out, you probably just want a USB microphone. The Samson C01U is USB, the Blue Snowball is USB. There is the Samson C01, which is XLR, but yeah, just get yourself a decent microphone, whatever it might be. Find something that you like the look of and that is well recommended, and buy it. This is assuming you wish to dedicate yourself to doing it properly, like I say. If you've got a headset and you just want to, get a feel for doing the hobby and whether you enjoy actually doing that as a hobby, yeah, use your headset. But beyond that, yeah, then you're going to start looking at getting better equipment. And audio is definitely where you should start. And then there's lots of other bits that you'll want to slowly improve things over time. They're not essential, I keep buying bits. I got a shock mount and a boom arm for my microphone, which sort of negates... Normally if I knock the table, it sends reverberations through the table, and that picks up on the microphone. It makes banging noises and things, and you'll be able to hear it. It probably still does it to a little extent, but far less than it used to. So I got that. Weirdest bit of equipment I bought this week was a new office chair. My old one was falling apart, so I kind of wanted a new one anyway. It had this weird... The stand was damaged and was tearing a hole in the carpet, which was really bad. And the worst bit of it was creaking. When I leaned to the side, or just leaned on it in any direction other than just sitting completely and perfectly still, it would creak, and I could hear that on microphone on a few occasions. So I was like, I don't want this on my microphone anymore. I want a chair that doesn't creak when I move on it. That was part of the incentive for buying that. So there's lots of bits of audio cleanup, and you'll find yourself a lot of YouTubers will obsess over cleaning up their audio as best they can possibly manage, because, well, it's one of the areas YouTubers can genuinely sort of compare themselves to other people, and it's like, can I get a better audio? I mean, from a viewer perspective, you're probably like, that doesn't matter. What? So you heard the chair creak in the background. Who cares? I'm not going to stop watching your video just because your chair creaked once, but I don't know, YouTubers do actually genuinely obsess over trying to get that stuff to be the best it can possibly be. Just because, yeah, you want to be better than your competition. Again, I know at the end of the day it really isn't going to make a dramatic difference to the actual listener. As long as the quality isn't genuinely bad, it doesn't matter that it's not 100% excellent and perfect and studio quality in every way, shape or form. No, I know that doesn't matter, but regardless, everyone's just like, I just want to be that bit better, you know? It needs to be better. I can always do better. You can always strive for better, and that's probably a big part of it, is strive for better. Always be trying to excel, always try to outdo yourself, always try to become better. I know one thing I do, and something I've been really trying to get out of the habit of in the last few months or so, because I think it's one of the areas in which I still, you know, fail to a certain extent on YouTube, is I still say and a lot. I'm a lot better about it than I used to be. When I started out, good lord, I was really bad at that, but ouch. And I'm definitely a lot better at it now than I used to be, but I still do it, and I would like to stop doing it, quite frankly. And there's another topic that if you watch YouTubers vlog type content and stuff, because everybody does that from time to time, and I enjoy watching that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people would be like, man, I really wish I would stop doing that. I really need to get out of that habit. Everybody does it. It's a habit you have to unlearn. You have to teach yourself not to do that. And it's not an easy one to undo. You really have to make a proper conscious effort to stop doing that. Honestly, the way I'm doing it is just when I would normally say or I'm just trying to force myself to not say anything at all. Because, like, a second or so of dead air isn't going to ruin a show. If I stop talking for a second, it's not a big deal. And actually, even again, if you watch big channels, you'll sometimes see people they won't say anything for like several seconds at a time. It's like, for some reason, I've got the mentality that I need to be saying something all the time. My commentary is a genuine stream of consciousness most of the time. It's like, I try to find something to talk about. If I'm not talking about something, I feel like I'm not doing my job. But then I watch other people, and they're like, They have sections of the game where it's like, oh, I don't know, one bit I picked up on was Jesse Cox doing Far Cry, who's just driving down a road. I think if I was doing that, I'd be trying to find something to talk about. I'd be trying to find a topic that I could talk about. He was just doing some driving, so there wasn't much to say about the game, so he didn't say anything. It was just like this dead air for 4 or 5 seconds. At which point I was like, you're supposed to be doing commentary here. I don't know, different styles for different people. Different things work for different people, I guess. But I don't know, that was kind of a weird one for me. I've tried. I don't want 4 or 5 seconds of dead air. 4 or 5 seconds of dead air is too much. But normally where I'd be going, and yeah, so this happened, and you just try and replace it with dead air. Instead of going, I'll just pause for a second to marshal my thoughts, is kind of how I'm trying to do that. These are just general tips and experience and my things, which is kind of what you asked for, I suppose. This is stuff that I'm still doing, like 2.5 to going on 3 years of doing this. This is maybe not stuff you're going to be doing right out the gate on YouTube, I suppose. Stuff that I have learned over the course of doing over the course of doing it early on? I don't know. Intros are a big one for me. Don't say Intros are a big one for me because a lot of people do really obnoxious long intros. Everybody feels they need to get the fanciest, most elaborate intro possible on YouTube. Their channel needs their branding, and they usually go get some cheapo template from somewhere and stick their channel name on it, or get somebody they know to do After Effects to do something for them. And oh god, I hate that. As my channel intro is mostly my jingle. That is my brand. My branding is Pirate Shout by Audio Fidelity. You know the song, you know it very well. If you're subscribed to my channel, you know it well. You heard it at the start of this video, quite frankly. So yeah, Pirate Shout by Audio Fidelity is my branding, not some 10, 15, 20 second long thing that there's da 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 whoosh 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 swirly effects, shiny lights, oh my god, it's Meroka or Button Mash, da da da, check out his content, like and subscribe, and don't forget to favorite it. You've stopped watching by the time that's finished playing, whereas mine, it's like 2 seconds worth of titles that says da da da, you're watching this. That fades into the video, and the music carries on playing. The music is 15 seconds long, but at that point, I've started talking by 4 seconds into the video at most. I've started talking, you're watching the content. 2 seconds into the video has started playing beyond the title sequence. 4 seconds in, I've started saying, hi, this is who I am, this is what we're doing today. And the music, the branding continues for the first 15 seconds, but it's not distracting you from the content, it's just subliminally imprinting into you. It's how the Yogscast used to do their stuff, and they don't seem to do that anymore. The Yogscast actually doesn't seem to do much in the way of branding on their videos at all, to be honest. So, I don't know, I guess they've given up on that. I kind of like the idea of having the branding, so I've stuck with it. I've kept that theme tune for nearly 3 years now, so it's kind of worked for me. I did have a Latterson at one point. He was browsing OC Remix at one stage and came across that song, and he was like, oh, have I accidentally opened one of Meroka's videos in another tab somewhere? I was like, no, that's just my theme tune, and now you associate that song with me, which is exactly how branding is supposed to work. It's advertising. It's what it is. I don't see anybody advocate that anywhere near enough. What are we actually doing here? I presume it's probably beasts. I never see anybody advocate, hey, you should do... right, Ravenous Warrens, that is bunnies, isn't it? I never see anyone ever advocate using music as your branding. Everyone's like, oh, you should have an intro. It's like, have an intro. The advice you get is, have an intro, but don't make it too long. If your intro is more than, I think the general advice is about 5 seconds. Some people say, oh, it needs to be no longer than 10 seconds. Like, I can't stand 10-second long intros. If your intro is 10 seconds long, I hate you, basically. I don't want to watch 10 seconds of that every time I want to watch one of your videos. That's too much. 5 seconds is the most I put up with before I'm really annoyed that your branding is obnoxious and overly large. So, I say 5 seconds at most. I'd rather you didn't have one at all or went down an alternative route like music. Music is a good way to do branding in my mind, but I don't see anybody else advocate it often enough. I don't know. What else can I advise on YouTube? I suppose the one thing everybody will always tell you is learn your SEO, do tagging. If you're small, you're going to be relying on it a lot more than anybody else. Oh god, I'm trapped by bunnies. The big channels don't seem to rely on it too much. The small channels, if you want to get in the search rankings and have people actually find your content, you're going to have to learn how to tag things. Nobody knows how to tag things. Everybody thinks they know how to tag things. Nobody has a freaking clue how to tag things because Google changes the algorithm every day, I think it is, quite frankly. If I saw an article once that says Google changes its search algorithm 500, I think it's 500 times a year. I definitely recall the figure being more than 365. I know that much because I remember thinking, oh my god, the Google search algorithm changes more than once every day. Now, not all those are going to be major sweeping changes, no, but the cumulative effects of them changing their search algorithms all the time, like non-stop, means you can never learn how it works and how to game the system. That's not going to happen. You can't do that. That's a lot. I'm not even going that way. I'm not going to release that horde, no. You can't game the system. Everybody's like, oh, this is how it works, so if you tag like this, it works better. Well, no, because by the time you've read that thing, Google has probably already changed that, so learn to be as effective as you can possibly be with tags, do your research, but don't assume anything is the gospel, because if that article is a day old, it's already out of date, frankly, with tagging. But at least get some basic grounding in what you're doing. And just find a style that somebody else does that you like and emulate it. That's kind of what most people do. That's what I do. I mean, this format is, as I've mentioned on many occasions, it's basically the Kurt J. Mack format of YouTube. It's, hey, playing games and talking about whatever the heck people want me to talk about on a day-to-day basis. It's a format I like. If you don't like this format, don't do this format. If you just want that play game and talk about thing format, do that. My reviews, they are the Total Biscuit format. I like Total Biscuit's videos. Guess what? I'm emulating his format because, well, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, I hope, so I hope it's flattering to him or something. Either way, it's a style of video I like, so it's a style of video I work on. At the same time, you should also kind of try to give it your own twist. I'm not sure what my twist is that I have to offer over Total Biscuit, other than my preference in games is different. The games I will cover will be different. I feel like my content is more complementary to Total Biscuit's than competitive with. Not that we're on anywhere near the same scale to be in the same market or anything. He's got like 2 million subs and I have 2,000. So I really don't think people are like, oh, which video should I watch? Should I watch Total Biscuits or should I watch Meroka's? Well, no, it's very rare that we even cover the same stuff. I cover more niche stuff. I definitely cover more artsy stuff. He covers much bigger titles. There's still a lot of indie stuff, but much bigger stuff. I could definitely cover some niche stuff. So I think one could comfortably, if one were interested in high quality, I hope, gaming commentary and review, critique, as it were. Shouldn't call it review. It's not a review if I don't finish the game. I've said in the past. I just use review as kind of a catch-all term for that kind of style of thing. I would hope that people should be able to comfortably watch both mine and his channel and find something of value on both and find it worth watching both channels, as opposed to saying, oh, I'm only going to watch one of them. The problem is I have seen a lot of people say that oh, I only get my game critique from XYZ. I was like, that's a really limiting way to do that, but I guess you can't change people's mindsets. But I've seen quite a few people on Reddit say, absolutely swear blind, that the only source, the single only person in the world that they are prepared to trust with an opinion on video games is, and it's nearly always one of these three, Total Biscuit, Jim Sterling, or Yahtzee Croshaw. And Yahtzee's kind of a weird one anyway, insofar that he's more, in a large part of it, he is doing critique, but at the same time a large part of it is going for comedy as well. So there's that as well. I don't know. So I don't know if he... I guess you can use his stuff as a buyer's guide, but he's like really excessively negative on everything anyway, because that's his shtick. His thing is he hates stuff. Or at least used to be. I'm not an avid follower of his anymore. I watch his stuff on YouTube. His stuff on YouTube is really good. His stuff on The Escapist is... I don't know, it hasn't changed in like 5 years. It's still just, hey, look at me be snarky about this AAA game for 5 minutes. Which is not without its charms, but... I don't know, I used to watch it every week without fail. Now, it's like, now I watch his ego reviews and Let's Drown Outs every week without fail, because that's so much more entertaining. It's like the real Yahtzee. It's like him just sitting, chilling with a mate, and weighing in on real-world issues and news and topics and things. And that's, I don't know, it feels a lot more real than Zero Punctuation. Kind of because it is. Well, Zero Punctuation is sort of heavily scripted and stuff, but yeah, there you go. Find a style you want to emulate. I hope these tips are useful, at the very least. If you want to emulate my style, well, I'm not one to stop you. I don't really have much of a style, to be honest, other than being obnoxiously British. As I say, this style of things, they're just talking about random stuff on here. I appreciate if you didn't wholesale rip off Spiel, but again, I can't really stop you doing it. And as I say, the format is literally Kurt J. Mack's format. It's not my format. I have no trademark over the VG log style of things. Vlog in a video game, VG log. The term VG log was coined by Kurt J. Mack, and I really liked it. So it's like, yes, VG logs. I like those. I like VG logs. And as I say, I'm pretty sure I said this last week as well. As Mod 1982 does this in Euro Truck Simulator as well. Oh god, nuts! I'm kind of stuck there. So if you like this kind of style of video, yeah, watch Mod 1982 as well. Here's a man to watch. Jeez, that healer's just. Firstly, I wish these spikes would go away, and that healer's really obnoxious because he's just perpetually surrounded by he's either stood on the spikes or surrounded by a swarm of bunnies at all times. No. My god, 1% health. That wasn't even Sonic mode. Sonic mode leaves you with 1 pip. That left me with... My health bar was empty there. My health bar was genuinely completely empty. Great, we've got electric bunnies now. Oh, good. I should have brought voltage, I think. Voltage would have been a good one. So, yeah, YouTube. Persistence is number one. If you find you enjoy it, stick with it, keep going, make a schedule, stick to it. If you need to plan ahead, plan ahead. It's like, oh, I know if you know you're going to be away for a few days, make some videos ahead of time, get them uploaded ahead of time. Find out what you can comfortably manage and manage it. And then stick to it. Because people will go away, people will unsubscribe, people will stop watching if you stop making videos. That's been seen a million times by a million people doing YouTube. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm kind of bored, I'm just going to take a couple months off. Bad move. Don't stick with it. Through the good times and the bad. If things are a bit lean, don't just go, oh, I'll come back later. I'll get back into doing this. Oh god. I tabbed out. I opened something. I don't know. Some window just opened. I don't know what that was. What the heck have I just done? Uh-oh. I'll find out when I finish recording, I suppose. Actually, tell you what, in regards to this, there is a fantastic video by B00 that just... B00-100, if you're not familiar with him, he's a significant Minecraft YouTuber. He did Minecraft. Well, actually, he used to do Minecraft. He doesn't... He still does, but very, very rarely now. So, yeah, go check his channel out. So you don't have to subscribe to him or anything, but he does make reasonably okay content. But there was a video he put out yesterday, actually, it was Building with B00 Motivation Station. I don't know what episode number he's up to some silly episode number, which was... Most of his content is just kind of, these days I kind of feel like it's just kind of average. He's just one of those YouTubers that I feel like is kind of on cruise control now. He's just like, I'm just playing the latest thing, here's the latest thing, okay, bored of that, next thing, okay, bored of that, next thing, okay, bored of that, next thing. But once in a while he puts out something that's really good, and I thought that video was really excellent. I think it's the reason I subscribed to him in the first place, because it's one of those videos you're like, wow, that's really good. I like that a lot. It was just him being really inspirational for like half an hour. He started out being, oh, I've had a bit of a rough week, and then he just launched into this thing about trying to be the best you can possibly be. He was like, yeah, you will have bad, there will be good times, there will be bad, and the only way you can ever be successful at either YouTube or anything you turn your hand to is to ride out the bad times. You not know everything's going to be great all the time, but is there anything I want on there? No, probably not. But if you just quit and give up as soon as things get bad, well, you're never going to get to the good times again, because the good times will be back if you stick with it and you're persistent. He could put that a lot better than I can. Like I say, he took like 20 minutes to go into this. Go watch that. He's better than that at me. He's really inspirational from time to time. He does it like... It's not very often that he does it, but once every 6 months or so he'll put out a video that I'm like, whoa, that was really good. Which is why I'm subscribed to him. But there you go, so that'll do that for today. Don't forget to leave me questions. I do need those questions. Put them in the comments below, and I will answer them next week and give you a little bit of a shout-out. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. This has been Spiel. I'll see you next time.